I remember watching a video that was put together about how this is even impacting kids that are graduating, like seniors that are graduating.
Yeah.
And I remember one kid in particular said, both my mom and my dad. Do you know what I'm talking about? That they both
Yeah.
lost their job, and I, we don't even know what we're going to do or how we're going to manage this. Or
Well, yeah, you have kids who are seniors who have lost the ability to have prom, to have, um, a senior, all the activities that go with being a senior, and not just seniors, but also eighth graders. This is their promotion time as well. And so let's not forget about them. And, it's an achievement that a lot of kids work towards, and not just high school. We're looking at college seniors as well who are missing out on graduating and that whole ceremony. And I just remember for me when I graduated college, how important just that ceremony was in terms of acknowledging all the hard work that I did.
yeah,
And I think kids and young adults are pretty resilient and are doing the best they can to cope with it. I really haven't heard a lot of kids complain that I'm not going to get a promotion ceremony. Maybe because they've never experienced that, or they have, but I think there are bigger things that are going on in their world, so it kind of takes a backseat. I don't think that they've been aware of that, but I think later on in the future we're going to see kids and young adults be a little bit traumatized from that.
just kind of going along that line, how would I, if I'm a parent, how would I ca- manage the fact that I've lost my job? Like, do I have that conversation with my kids? Um, uh, how do I have that? Um, what there is a sense of like, well, I want them to feel like they're safe and they're okay, and this is an adult thing. Let me figure out the adult thing, and they can just go to school. Like, how do you what's best for kids in general?
Well, that actually came up this past week, where a teacher asked me to find articles on parents losing jobs and how to help their children respond to that, or their response to that, and things for them to be mindful of in terms of the stress levels that they feel for losing a job, which is totally normal. But it's also good to have a little bit of awareness about what that would feel like, um, and maybe being more conscious of how you uh, are managing that stressful situation because your kids are watching. And so I'll send you that link for the article so it can go into more depth than I can right now in our time frame. But I think it's always important to be honest with your children. Um, I don't
Just
think
writing that down so that I can remember to ask you for it.
Yeah, it's always important to be honest with your kids and just let them know, I don't know what's going to happen right now. We're all doing our best and we're taking steps to make sure that we're safe. And that's my main priority. So I want your main priority to be finishing school, learning as much as you can. So all of us have our own jobs and roles that we need to do. But if you feel like you have questions, feel free to ask, mom or dad, and we'll do our best to share as much information as we can. And you don't have to, you know, sound the alarm and go, "Oh my god, I lost my job. I'm not sure what's going to happen next." You don't have to share that, but you can say, "Yeah, these are tough times right now, but there's a lot of, like I said last video, there are a lot of helpers out there that are there to provide support. And those helpers are people that are working at senior centers, getting food drives together, people in other avenues helping others apply for unemployment and finding links. And so there are, yes, people have lost their jobs, but there are other areas of support there to help you through this process. And I wouldn't use this time to think about the future in terms of controlling what's going to happen next, but I would keep a frame of what I would like to happen, but I'm gonna be present with what happens to me. I'm gonna go with moment by moment.
Yeah,
And so
being flexible, and
be
right now it's
flexible with
hard
the
to
change.
be
Yes,
flexible when so much is out of my control, and so when things are out of my control, I wanna go back to a place where there's something that I can control, so not
yes,
letting that
right. And
overwhelm.
that could be very stressful for you. And so, one of the things as a parent or as an adult that's important to do is to stay balanced and stay grounded. And ways people stay grounded is by keeping a gratitude journal about what you're grateful for. That's very helpful in rewiring the brain to a more positive and happy place,
Mhm.
and it also calms the central nervous system down so that you're not um, compromising your immune system, and that's one thing yet you want to keep as healthy as possible. So these are small things. You're not writing a journal just to for the sake of it. You're doing it for your own body as well, because the body wants to fight or flight, and so you're reminding the body that there's a lot of things to be grateful for. We have a roof over our head, or we have, people that care about us. We have, and being reminded of that will relax the body so that you can um, not go into a place of catastrophizing your situation.
Yeah.
And so, um, despite whatever is going on. Secondly, journal how you're feeling. So rather than expressing it to others or your family members, even if you're upset or angry or frustrated, maybe taking some time in your day to write that down somewhere, even if it means tearing it up, throwing it away, but just getting it out of your system so it's not just accumulating in there. And then scheduling time for self care. And self care can be reading a book, it could be getting your body moving, exercising, going for a walk, and, with all the protective gear and taking all the precautions. Um, Maybe driving someplace where you can just take a moment to reflect, but not in a way of anger, but just kind of like, hey, go take a 10-15 minute break. I'll be back at this time. And then use that time for yourself to either breathe, to reflect, to write in your journal where no one's interrupting you with mom, 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 or dad, dad, dad. You just have a second to just collect your thoughts and stay grounded.